Hi everybody, Sooz and I decided we'd have a little live with you and tell you a little bit about the webinar / workshop that's coming up in September. So a few people have asked me some questions about it, and so it just seemed sensible to put it out for you in a much more easily digestible form, i.e. Sooz and I having a natter about it. So this webinar is called Train Clean. It's an interactive workshop for those of you using positive reinforcement with your equines. So Sooz has got a list of questions I think that have been generally posed to us about this, and I'm going to see if I can answer them.
Yeah. Okay, so question number one, when is it?
Yeah, and I thought that was quite clear, but honestly, Facebook can be a bit of a numpty and get things wrong. And it looks like it's a single day on Facebook because there wasn't any way to change the way the event looks. But it is actually a weekend, and it's weekend of the 18th, 19th of September. So that's a Saturday and a Sunday. Okay.
Question number two, what time is it?
Okay, now this is a weird one. And it is Saturday the 18th. We start at 11 o'clock. That's 11 in the morning UK time at the moment, and in that at that point in September we'll be in British summertime, BST, so you can convert it to your local time if you're not in the UK. And on the Sunday we don't meet until 7 p.m, 7 in the evening, and again obviously British summertime for that one.
Okay, and why are you holding it at these strange times? That's a great question.
Yeah, I've had a couple of people ask me that. Okay, well, the idea, and this is I think it's quite novel, and I'll admit right now that it's kind of based on a lovely webinar I did with Hannah Brannigan a couple of weeks ago, which was with dogs. And the fantastic thing was we got a chance to try the techniques while we were in the webinar with the dogs. And it was just fantastic fun. And I thought, how on earth could you do that with horses? And I think it's a little bit more difficult because people haven't got their horses in the back garden, not all of them. And so we're having a morning Saturday, not too early, because I know people have to get to the yard and get their stuff done with their horses, but it'd be 11 a.m. so that people can come home, grab a coffee and sit down for an hour and a half of workshop. And then on the Sunday it's later and we start at 7, because then you've got all day Sunday to have a play. So hopefully plenty of people will be able to have a play with the techniques we talk about during the Train Clean workshop on Saturday morning.
Excellent, that's much clearer. Okay, is this one-to-one tuition?
No, it isn't one-to-one tuition. I'd love to be able to do it for that price, but it's an online workshop. It's going to be a Zoom webinar, so people can type as many questions in the chat as they like, and it's just going to be a learning together experience, so not one-to-one.
Okay, and what if I can't make the first workshop?
Well, I'm going to record all of it. So you'll be able to listen, watch back to Sooz and I later. I will try and get that out within the first hour or so after we've had the webinar, the Saturday morning one. So if you can't make the morning one because you're working or because your yard duties take too long, then we can let you have that probably by very early Saturday afternoon. So you'll still get a chance to go out and play with the techniques. Of course, you don't have to watch any of it live. You can get the recordings and you can still join the Facebook group. So, you know, I think for value for money, even if you're not watching it live, it's going to be something worthwhile doing.
Okay, brilliant. And if I don't have a horse, can I still attend?
Absolutely. I have done workshops with people training their husbands before now. Yeah, tongue in cheek, but yeah. So if you haven't got a horse, you can either just attend and enjoy digging down. It's going to get a bit geeky at times, and we're going to unpack some principles that hopefully will be useful to those of you either starting or, you know, continuing with your positive reinforcement. But you really don't need to have a horse. You could have another learner. You might have a rabbit, you might have a cat you're training, you might have dogs you're training. Yeah, you can apply the techniques pretty much, I think, to any species you're training.
Excellent. Okay, next one. What will I learn?
What are they going to learn, Sooz?
That's a big one.
Sooz has been, I hope, learning with me for nearly a couple of years now, and so hopefully she'll tell you that you'll be able to learn lots. But I think for those of you who are only just starting out positive reinforcement, what you're going to pick up is how to be really great from the start. And not just Sooz, lots of people that I've trained over the past few years have said to me, why didn't you tell me this at the beginning? And I'm kind of like, well, I did try to, but a lot of people run with the ball and think, yeah, I've got this, I know how this works, I'm just going to go off and apply it all. And I think you have always said to me, actually, I realize now the beginning part is the really essential part, and I should have paid more attention at that point, but I got a bit excited and off I went. So for beginners, I hope they're going to pick up a better way of starting. And for those that are already in it, maybe you've hit some bumps in your training and you don't know why your horse walks off mid-session, you don't know why they're pawing the ground, you don't know why they're dropping their bits if they're a boy, you know, all those things that you might be thinking, I'm really confused. I thought this training with food was easy, and why is it not going well for me? And obviously, if you're already a trainer yourself, if you're training other people, I hope that you'll get some ideas for some different techniques that you can take to your students as well. So it's not really a beginner's a sort of certain level. It's really across the board. I think the techniques we're going to talk about are essential to everybody's training. I hope that answers that one.
Yeah, no, that's a really good answer. I think it's right about the starting out. You think you know it all. I know I did, but don't be too hard on yourself.
No, and I think it's worth saying as well, that's why I really wanted you to be part of this workshop, because I think you're so new into the journey in a way. I know 2 years can seem like a long time, but I think you still remember how frustrating it could be at the beginning, and you've undone a couple of times and gone back to the beginning. I did that as well. I think anybody that's being honest will admit to that as well. So yeah,
definitely. Okay, and what's the Facebook group?
Yeah, we're going to have a Facebook group that is only for attendees, and you are not committed in any way to sharing video there. But if you've done the homework and you want to share that, if you want to share some of your training on Saturday and Sunday, I'll probably leave it up for a week or so after the workshop. So if anybody wants to, you know, look at each other's videos, and that's fine. But if you don't want to share video, you don't want to share your experiences, the Facebook group will not have any different information. I'm not going to be doing feedbacks on people's videos or anything. It's purely a kind of place to swap ideas and training with other people that are on the workshop.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, this is a good question too. Homework, that sounds serious.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody did say, oh, I don't know whether I can do homework. I'm not really a paper and pen person. I don't learn like that. Oh no, this is not that sort of homework. I hope that you'll have a bit of fun doing it, because the homework is really meant to get you thinking rather than actually perfecting any sort of training. I know certainly I asked Sooz to run through this one, and I've got some lovely video that I will share with you. She's very kindly accepted that would be a good learning point for people. So yeah, the homework is a bit of fun. If you can't do it, it doesn't matter. You can read around it. I talk into the subject before I post the 3 tiny things that you need to play out for the homework. So it's meant to be fun. If you don't find that sort of thing fun, don't do it. It's fine. It's not critical to coming along to the workshop.
That's it. That's our final question.
Cool. Okay, so there's no reason why people shouldn't join us now. Doesn't matter if they're away. It doesn't matter if they're on a different time zone to us, and it doesn't matter if they've got a horse. They can come along and join us and have a bit of fun. I hope it will be a bit of a time to sort of, you know, network and just feel part of a positive reinforcement community. The early bird rate is £35 and is open until the 4th of September, but there are only a set number of places at that early bird rate. So once they run out, you'll be onto the £42, which is the full price ticket that's for the whole weekend, and includes the Facebook group and the homework as well. And you can email me at trudi@equine.training with any queries that you have, or find Sooz or I on Facebook and we'll answer any questions. And if you have stuff ahead of the workshop that you want us to specifically address, let us know, and we can, you know, bring up your specific questions if you're not going to be able to join us live. So I guess that's it. We really look forward to you being with us on September the 18th. Bye.
See you then.